All right. Shalawam, shalawam.
Shalawam.
We're the brothers coming at you from the Gentlemen's Temple in the church. All right, back at it with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, that the whole world inwardly called God and Jesus Christ, for those who don't know. Now, of course, as always, before we continue, we'd like to give all honor, glory, and infinite praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Kakodash. Double honors to my apostles and elders, our apostles and elders who got millstone, excuse me. All right. And peace, love, and salutations towards you hopeful elect that's been sincerely pushing this truth. I'm the brother Zakaria.
I'm the brother Khalak.
And as you can see, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, again, that the whole world inwardly called God and Jesus Christ, we're back at it with another lesson. Now, today's lesson, we're going to be going over Daniel, the 3rd chapter. And what inspired us to do this lesson, of course, we're doing the readings, of course. And we was in the prayer of Azariah one day, just speaking on a couple things. And to further understand what was going on, of course, you had to read Daniel, the 3rd chapter. So we're going to do a quick read through and kind of like a commentary lesson.
Okay.
So whoever tunes in, Lord willing, you be edified, okay? But you got it, brother.
Okay. This is the book of Daniel, chapter 3 and 1. Nebuchadnezzar, the king, made an image of gold, whose height was 80 cubits, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. He set it up in the plain of Dura, in the province of Babylon.
Which is, I believe when you go into that word province, it's like a certain zone or a district, all right, where this image was set up for everybody to come around and gather to actually worship his image, all right, or pledge to him, however it went down. But we're going to get further into it.
We went into this 80 cubits.
Oh, yeah.
It says in the NLT, is 90 feet tall and 9 feet wide, and that calculated to more than 7 stories, basically.
Yeah, it was about 7 through 9 story, like a 9-story building. So this image, it was a very great and tall image that everybody could actually see, that was set up in a certain province in a certain way to be worshipped. Okay, it kind of reminds me of the anthem, the United States. Oh, say can't that whole anthem, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody gotta look at the flag and what cross they put their right hand over their hearts and actually say the anthem. All right, you hear all the instruments, you hear all the music, and then you begin to worship basically the imagery, all right, of the United States of America. That flag, that eagle. All right, but you got it up.
Okay. Daniel 3 and 2. Then Nebuchadnezzar, the king, sent together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
So he gathered everybody, whether they be in the how can I put it? Whether they be over certain laws, farming, cattle, food, whatever it might be for the kingdom, they was all gathered together to basically worship that image. Okay, you got it out here. And of course, if you want to add on, you can too.
Okay, the water.
On the bar.
Verse 3. Then the princes, the governors, and captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces.
Again, which is different zones that they're ruling over for the kingdom. Okay, you got it up.
It says they were gathered together unto the dedication of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
So it was like a ritual, basically. Okay, they did this type of thing every so often, gathered together, and they had to especially at this time, bow down to the image. Okay, again, it reminds me before any football game, any basketball game, baseball game, hockey game, it's like before we get started, we got to play this song, and we all got to do this initiation, this certain ritual, this anthem, whatever you want to call it. That's literally what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or being in the school and before class starts, the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yeah, the morning, the whole routine, morning announcements, whatever it goes down at your school or wherever you at. That's literally what they're doing.
Certain jobs. Public service jobs, certain jobs make you do the national anthem or the Pledge of Allegiance.
Yep. And what goes around comes around. This lets you know reincarnation is real. They was doing it back then. Now they're doing certain things pertaining the same act, all right, in today's world. Okay, the same little ritual, the same gathering, the same, instruments being played, and you got to repeat this certain anthem. Whether you're over there in Russia, they got their own anthem.
Mm-hmm.
Over there in China, over here in Babylon the Great, aka America, it's the same thing.
Got a quick precept, bro.
Oh yeah, con.
This is Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun.
There's no new thing under the sun. All right, what goes around comes around. There's a reason why a lot of our very own people are headstrong in certain things when it comes to, especially over here, Babylon the Great, aka America. All right, they stuck in that coon-like mindset. They love doing the pledge. Matter of fact, they'll have a long line of addition to sing wherever song they want them to sing concerning the flag, man. Okay, that's how embedded our people are. They will actually line up to sing the song, the anthem.
Mm-hmm.
All right, they stuck in a heathen mindset as Gentiles, But yeah, that's pretty much it on that.
Okay. Finishing off verse 3, this last part,
Mm-hmm.
it said, and they stood before the image that Nebuchadnezzar had set up. Verse 4, then an herald cried aloud, to you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages.
Yeah, and a herald is basically an individual. It's an announcer, basically. That's the best way I can say it.
Yep.
He's announcing right now, everybody stand up, get ready to do this, that, and the third. When you hear these type of instruments play, then bow down. He's giving a command. He's giving an order. Okay, he's an announcer. That's basically what a herald is. Deep, loud voice. Okay,
Yep.
You got it out.
Verse 5, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king hath set up.
Yeah, so once all these different instruments come together and actually start doing their opening, theme, all right, the music playing, that's when you people, whoever you are, coming from whatever, you bow down to this image that King Nebuchadnezzar has set up. All right, that's literally the same thing that's going on today.
Yep.
You got it.
Verse 6, and whoso falleth not down in worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace.
And for you to actually mention a burning fiery furnace to everybody, that lets you know this is probably not the first time they actually used that fiery furnace as a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
That furnace got weaponized, man.
It was already a tool of fear.
Yeah, a tool of fear and a tool of punishment, whatever they wanted to do. Okay? But we're going to get more into the story. You got it, brother.
Verse 7, therefore at that time, when all the people heard the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and all kinds of music, all the people, the nations, and the languages fell down and worshipped the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up.
So now it's time for the ceremony. Since the different instruments began to play the song, now they're in a servitude ceremonial state. They bowing down, all right? It's literally going over it. And I can pick up on verse 8 for you.
Come on.
And it reads, wherefore at that time certain Chaldeans came near and accused the Jews. All right, and they spake and said to the king Nebuchadnezzar, O king, live forever. Thou, O king, hast made a decree, that every man that shall hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, shall fall down and worship the golden image. So imagine some annoying, okay, how can I put it? Our very own people, they can get annoying, right?
Mm-hmm.
But imagine somebody who's, headstrong in America, and they want to tell on you for every little law that they think you've broken. Basically, some heathens in that same mindset, they kissing up to the kings behind, basically.
Yep.
You know, but there are certain Jews that's not doing this, that, and the third, which we're going to get into. All right, just kind of wanted to just put that out there. It says, verse 11, and whoso falleth not down and worship, that he should be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. Excuse me. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, which you can actually get, I believe, down in the first chapter, I believe verse 7, where they actually got set up.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay,
I'll go back to that.
I just wanted to make sure.
I got you.
Con.
Daniel 1 and 5, and the king appointed them a daily provision of the king's meat and of the wine which he drank, so nourishing them 3 years, that at the end thereof they might stand before the king.
Which they did. Okay, so they were doing a high level of servitude towards the king. You know, they was over basically the kitchen. You know how you go to a restaurant and you always see Israelites in the kitchen? That's kind of basically how it was. You know, one is over the wine, and, you know, the king's meat. They full on in full service, if that makes sense. So there was over that type of provision. So now going back to Daniel, the 3rd chapter.
Baba Kushah,
Oh yeah, you got it.
Verse 6 goes into like who they were.
Oh yeah, kind of. Oh yeah.
Daniel 1 and 6. Now among these were of the children of Judah, Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah.
And those are all close friends. Okay. And I believe it's gonna get into how he actually changed their names. Yep.
Verse 7, unto whom the prince of the eunuchs gave names.
Yep.
For he gave unto Daniel the name of Belteshazzar, and to Hananiah of Shadrach, and to Mishael of Meshach, and to Azariah of Abednego.
Yeah, so those are their those are their real names, okay? And they got their names changed in verse 7. And then if you read verse 5, that was actually over the king's meat and the king's wives, you know, things of such. All right. If you want to go into, you know, further on knowing who these individuals were, they was close friends of David. I mean, not David, but Daniel, excuse me. But yeah, where did I leave off on?
Verse 12.
Con, the water. So this is Daniel 3 and verse 12. There are certain Jews whom thou hast set over the affairs of the province of Babylon, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, have not regarded thee. They serve not thy gods, nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. And we're going to see a lot of this going on in today's world. All right. Hey, the elect is not going to take the MOTB.
That's right.
That micro C hip. All right, which is the corruptment according to Revelation, the 13th chapter. All right. No matter how tough it gets, no matter how low in conditions certain brothers might be in, the elect is always going to make it out.
That's right.
Just like we're reading the story of the 3 holy children, they're going to make it out of that of their adversities, different affairs. Okay. Just like we have our ups and downs, guess what? We're going to make it out because we believe in who? The true names of the Heavenly Father and the only begotten Son, which is Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai.
That's right.
Okay? You got it out.
Daniel 3 and 13.
Slack, that was me, Slack.
Yeah, you got it.
It says, then Nebuchadnezzar, in his rage and fury, commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. So he was wroth. He was mad. Okay, he was like, hold on. These are the people who I set over my meat, over my wine. I gave them a place to stay, money, all these different things for a matter of 3 years. Man, bring them here, man. Like who they think they is? You gotta think like a heathen sometimes. You know, they bugged out.
I'm proud, yeah.
You know? It says, let me see. Then Nebuchadnezzar in his rage and fury commanded to bring Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Then they brought these men before the king. Verse 14, Nebuchadnezzar spake and said unto them, is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up? Can you pick up for me, brother?
Yeah, I got you, bro. I'll just finish it off.
Come on.
It says, is it true, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, do not ye serve my gods, nor worship the golden image which I have set up?
We're going to actually see him talking his ish. You know, if you can catch my drift. You got it out.
Verse 15, now if ye be ready, that at what time ye hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, and dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the image which I have made.
Basically, he's like, man, y'all know what the business is. Like, what the hell y'all doing? Y'all got this type of manner of pride on you to not serve my gods and my image after I done X, Y, and Z and this, that, and the third. Like who are you? All right?
Yep.
And that was a bit slap in his face, because you got to understand, remember, all different type of manners of people was there. All right, nations, people spoke different languages, different governors, who was ruling, what, and was, in charge of what at that time. Everybody came together and probably saw this, like, ooh, they disrespecting the king. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got it out.
And finishing off in verse 15, it says, well, but if ye worship not, ye shall be cast the same hour into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. And who is that God that shall deliver you out of my hands?
Talking shit. Who is your God that can deliver you, since you don't want to bow down to what I made and what I've done? Everything all about me, and the gods that I have followed, the gods that I, so-called believe in. Who the fuck are you? You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
It's like about the language, but you got to put some, some oomph into it.
Life and death situation, you best believe them words was flying.
Yeah, kind.
Esau come in the same spirit today. If you don't want to bow down with his way of life and ultimately coming down to that MOTB,
right?
Esau's gonna be offended. Who are you? You don't want to be a Greek and a Roman like us. Who are you?
Yeah, you don't want to take this micro C hip so we can see what you're doing, and hell no.
Yeah.
We believe in our God. Who the fuck are you?
That's right.
You got it, Akil.
Verse 16, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered and said to the king, O Nebuchadnezzar, we are not careful to answer thee in this matter.
Peep that. They said we are not careful, to answer thee in any manner. Meaning, we're gonna say what the hell we gotta say.
Right.
This off our chest. Okay? All this little soft stuff, it goes out the window today. Let me tell you about my God. Let me tell you about Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh. He's gonna deliver us. As far as your guys, they ain't shit. It's wood and stone, golden images, and all types of other different manner of things, man. Our God is a living power. You got to have it.
Verse 17, if it be so, our God, whom we serve, is able to deliver us from the burning fiery furnace, and he will deliver us out of thine hand, O king.
It's kind of metaphoric, because in these times, there's going to be a day, especially over here, a great day, that is going to actually burn as an oven. Okay? And guess what? We're going to be able to escape the day of judgment through Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh. We're actually reading an example, all right, an account going into that.
That's right.
Okay? You got it, IQ.
Verse 18, but if not, be it known unto thee, O king, that we will not serve thy gods.
So we're going to let this be known. We don't give a fuck. Like, look, man. We're going to make it known. We ain't down with what you down with, man.
That's right.
The Lord's going to get down on your kingdom. He's going to get down with these other people. Like, who are these guys? Sometimes you got to imagine them. They're jakes.
Yeah.
They talking that ish.
They're so-called black men.
Yeah, they talking that talk. All right? Probably, the spirit probably hit them. Man, hell no, man. Hell, spirit did hit them.
Yeah.
You got it out.
Verse 19, or excuse me, finishing off verse 18. nor worship the golden image which thou hast set up. Verse 19, then was Nebuchadnezzar full of fury.
See, what would make a man of his stature be full of fury? Because they was talking that, they was talking that talk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got it out.
It says, and the form of his visage was changed against Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Yeah, meaning his visage, his facial expression.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't no telling what the hell he looked like. You know, when you're watching the anime, and it'd be like a twisted scene, or it might be something random, and it might show like a goofy look on the character's face.
Yeah.
He looked like a goofy at one point. Like, what the fuck? Like, who they think they is?
Yeah.
And now he's full of anger. You know what I'm saying? Full of anger. And watch what he's gonna do.
It says, therefore he spake and commanded that they should heat the furnace 7 times more than it was wont to be heated.
Yep. Okay. Imagine an oven, or a grill, and you're making some food on that, within the oven or on top of the grill, whatever the case might be. There's a certain time to where you feel that heat, man. Like when you open that grill, the top of that grill,
And hit you.
the fire might come out, or you feel the intensity of the heat, the energy, and you be like, oh shit, you might wipe your head. You're like, damn, do I got my hair out? Like for real?
Yeah, your eyebrows.
Yeah, man. Do I have my eyebrow? Like, yeah, it get intense, man. So in this case too, you gotta understand, these are like ancient furnaces. Matter of fact, you mind if I show this image?
Oh yeah, Papa shot.
So we looked up like some ancient, furnaces
Yeah.
to the best of our ability.
Ain't no little deal.
These are not small furnaces, man. They had in the ancient world. Let me see. Yeah, it's showing it right here. You see this? Mm-hmm. Look at the people and then look at the size of that particular furnace. And that's just one furnace. Of course, they got many other examples. And they got other furnaces in here too. Hold on, let me see something real quick.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I showed you these. See how tall those are?
Yeah. Tall as hell.
Different furnaces. And some of these furnaces were actually made out of gold, brass, silver, whatever the case might be. Look how tall them things are. So when they got cast into a furnace, it wasn't no small average furnace. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You got it, brother.
Verse 21. Then these men were bound in their coats, their hosen, and their hats, and their other garments.
Basically, their whole outfit, whatever they had on, they bound them up, tied them. Now it's time to get cast into the fiery furnace. You got it out.
And were cast into the midst of the burning fiery furnace. Verse 22. Therefore, because the king's commandment was urgent, and the furnace exceeding hot, the flame of the fire slew those men that took up Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego.
Which is all through the spirit that happened. Because remember, the Lord's going to deliver us out of the hands of our enemies. All right, here it is. The enemy is going to come in as a flood, but we're going to be put in different scenarios and different situations that brothers are actually going to, by faith, call upon Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. And people's going to be witnesses, all right, just as that brother who's getting delivered of what? Deliverance. You're going to get saved in that very moment.
That's right.
Lord willing will be a part of that number. But here it is. They bounded up the 3 holy children and then tossed them in there. But before they did, as they was opening the furnace, you got to understand the intensity of that heat. Just like what was going over the oven, or if you cook some meat out on the grill, it can get real hot. But in this case, you're dealing with an ancient furnace. It was probably hot to the point to where they opened the door. It probably kind of bust the door open.
Yeah.
Which is all through the spirit and slew those men. Okay?
Yep.
You got it, Akio.
Verse 23. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down, bound into the midst of the burning fiery furnace.
Probably head first.
Yep.
You got it.
Bound up, and that was probably a long fall down into that furnace, but the Lord preserved them from that fall too.
Mm-hmm.
No broken bones. Verse 24. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king was astonished astonished, or however you pronounce that.
Meaning it's like a certain level of shock.
Yeah.
And when you astound, like, ooh.
Yeah.
Right? Because we already can see Nebuchadnezzar is known for making facial expressions. We just read on it. So now he's astounded. So now he's giving another look, like probably eyebrow all the way up here. Probably looking like, what the hell's going on? You got it.
It says, and rose up in haste, and spake, and said unto his counselors, did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire?
And he was that astounded, or he was that shocked, because he was probably sitting there looking at them getting cast into the fire, and he saw the situation that had went down concerning his very own man who actually died. And now he's looking at the furnace like, hold on, something's off. I see about 4 people in there. They're not bounded no more. They're actually walking around. And look what it's about to say.
Yep. It says, did not we cast 3 men bound into the midst of the fire? They answered and said unto the king, true, O king. He answered and said, lo, I see 4 men loose, walking in the midst of the fire, and they have no hurt. And the form of the 4th is like the Son of God.
So I know about the 3 we just cast in there, but there are 4. I see 4 people. And the 4th individual that I do see, he's as if he's the Son of God. Probably had a whole shine to him, which we already know who that is, Yahweh Shai. Okay, he's going to be in the midst of, in the midst of us through all of our ups and downs, all of our situations. Well, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding should be the stability of our times. He's the Word.
Yeah.
Right? You got to
Yes, sir. Daniel 3 and 26. Then Nebuchadnezzar came near to the mouth of the burning fiery furnace.
Yeah, probably the very far front part of it. Okay, you got to
and spake and said, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the Most High Yahweh, or Most High God, come forth and come hither. Then Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego came forth of the midst of the fire.
So you got by the mouth. He's like, hey man, y'all come on out. Like, I know you're alive. I see you.
Yeah.
Like, come on out of your power. And you got to be animated. They probably stepped out. They were praising the Lord. They was all in the spirit.
Yeah.
That's what the Lord would do for us. Did He not do it for us back in the day?
Yeah.
He's going to do it for us again. Okay? Because He exists.
Yeah.
Not these other gods that these people are into. All right? You got to argue.
And if I may add, the prayer of Azariah, which inspired this.
Oh, yep.
That's what goes into how they were praising the Lord in the middle of that furnace. They were, it was a miracle.
Basically praised everything.
Yeah.
Ye trees, bless the Lord. Ye rocks, bless the Lord. Ye stars of the heaven, bless the Lord. Ye angels, bless the Lord.
The wind.
The children of, Israel, bless the Lord. The wind, like the brother said, bless the Lord, man. So, man, that's beautiful.
Yep.
Literally praising Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah in the midst of intensity, in the midst of that fiery burning furnace. Okay? You got to argue.
Verse 27, and the princes, governors, and captains, and the king's counselors, being gathered together, saw these men.
There was witnesses.
Yep. Upon whose bodies the fire had no power, nor was an hair of their head singed, neither were their coats changed, nor the smell of fire had passed on them.
And it's easy to know when somebody just came out of a smoke session, or if you can smell something burning in the kitchen. So we know what the smell of anything kind of typically smells like. We could tell when you just got done smoking cigarettes, but in this case, they couldn't tell that they just got out of a fiery furnace, even though they seen it. But you don't even smell like smoke. You don't even smell like the coals we placed in there. Look at your garment. Your garment is fully attached. Look at all his hairs. Not one hair has got you don't even have a mark or blemish on you. Because Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai is a protector of all who believe in him.
That's
He
right.
can do that. That's an easy thing for the Lord to do.
Nothing.
Man, no gun can hurt us. Supersonic weapons, whatever the hell they got. In this case, that's not going to happen with us, man. Lord willing, apparatus out, we be a part of that number. Okay? You got to argue.
All right. Verse 28, then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, blessed be the power of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who hath sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him, and have changed the king's word and yielded their bodies.
Bit your tongue. He held back. He was like, look, man, this is what we're going to do from here on out. Let's get rid of our gods. It probably twisted his whole thought process. That's basically what happened. Okay, this is what we're going to do from here on out. It's about to get into it. You got it out.
Yep. It says, and have changed the king's word and yielded their bodies, that they might not serve nor worship any god except their own God. Verse 29, therefore I make a decree that every people, nation, and language which speak anything amiss against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego shall be cut in pieces, and their houses shall be made a dunghill, because there is no other God that can deliver after this sort.
And the heathens knew that once upon a time ago. Remember, his name was dreadful among the heathens as well. And they're going to actually know that his name is still dreadful to this very day.
That's
when
right.
he come back. All right? Concerning what I believe Isaiah, is it the 34th chapter? Where it says, I shall come back.
Now meet thee as a man?
In the nation. Oh, wait, so let me see something.
I know Isaiah chapter 47 goes into, I will not meet thee as a man.
Kind. I think in this case, I'm going to just get it right quick.
All right.
Let me see something right quick. Just bear with me one sec. I just want to know. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Isaiah 34 and verse 1, when it says, come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people, let the earth hear, and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come from it, or forth of it. It says, for the indignation of the Lord Yahweh is upon all nations. See, they're going to fear his name again. All right, and we're actually going to be witnesses of these things. He's going to come back to subdue the nations. All right, his name will be glorious again. It's glorious until it's now, but the whole world is going to know his name.
That's right.
All right.
Can I add to you?
Oh, yeah, come on.
There are scriptures that let you know the Lord had hid himself for a period of time. While his people Israel were in captivity, and we're still in captivity to this day, the Lord hid himself for a period of time. But then when you go into Romans chapter 9, it'll let you know that the Lord raised up Esau to be the modern day Pharaoh so that he can show his power and make his name great in the earth again when he take him down.
Yep. And that's what we're witnessing.
Yep. That's what we're living in. Yep.
Yep. And then let me finish this off in verse 2 right quick. And it says, and his fury upon all their armies, because they're going to actually try to go to war with the only begotten son, man, Yahweh Shai. And it says, he have utterly destroyed them, and he have delivered them to the slaughter. So yeah, man, we're going to see a lot of war taking place, and we're going to actually see the only begotten son take down our enemies, plural, the heathen as well. Okay. But yeah, we can go back to that, Daniel 3?
Con, this is the last verse.
Oh, okay, Con.
Verse 30. Then the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the province of Babylon.
And there it is again. just understand and have belief that if you believe in Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, that increase is going to come. It's already here, but it might be on a small level, but that's why we're thankful. You got to be thankful towards Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, because for those who believe in them, there's always going to be increase. We're seeing their increase. All right. And then also, first and foremost, we saw that the true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua, got his glory.
That's right.
And it's going to continuously happen over and over again, man, to these people get it. And they will get it. Okay. Concerning prophecy. But that's pretty much it. Lord willing, that Daniel, the 3rd chapter, was edifying for whoever tuned in. And you have anything else to say? Kind. All right, we're going to close up by giving all honor, glory, and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushua, Bahasham, Rakakwadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders who get millstone, and peace, love, and salutations towards your hopeful elect that has been sincerely pushing the truth. Until the next lesson, Shalawam.
Shalawam.
I got you, brother.